Shalom. That's peace and blessings to all my upper echelonians out there. Hey, we've been talking about this all week, and if you remember Upper Echelon Sports Bar, then you already was in the know. We already been talking about it. We knew this weight drain was going to be something on somebody, and somebody didn't make the weight. But hey, we're going to crack on that right there. We're going to cook it up. But this is a fair use video. It's for entertainment and educational purposes only. But before we cook, y'all make sure y'all hit that smash, that like, that share, and that notification button, please, so you can always be up to date when Upper Echelons drops this flame right here. And join the channel because we have the best, and I mean the best, chats and live streams, because we let everybody get on the panel. It's an open panel, and everybody's opinions matter.
You get Jaws out there, now you think it's safe. No, Jaws ain't the epitome of greatness. There's something out there much bigger. Yes, you got it. And here comes Superbud. Come through and snatch it up. All is well in the world, right? Or wrong. You forget the Megalodon. Bud might have caught Jaws in the ichthyosaur, but he ain't ready for the Megalodon. And that's the big Spence, the Megalodon. Matter of fact, he ain't even a Megalodon. Earl Spence is the biggest. How can you measure what ain't been measured before? Captain Ahab reaching out fishing. You gonna catch something that you ain't mean to catch right there, because you can't catch the uncatchable, the Leviathan. Earl, the true Spence, strap season, man down, smoking on Bud tour.
They say you just a basic kung fu or flat-footed fighter. They said Crawford's gonna beat you. Now that you done beat Crawford and destroyed him, what the haters gotta say now, Earl?
You can do it, son. I defeat the real champion.
Where's the stretcher? Somebody sent for us again.
What started out as a joke has turned out to be a disaster.
Creed appears to be in very serious condition.
The man alive.
Crawford's in serious condition. You heard him worse than Kilbrook and Ugas combined.
If he dies, he dies.
Inside the dressing rooms.
Would you care to comment on how you plan to fight?
Terrence Crawford.
What's your strategy?
Don't need any.
Terrence Crawford.
Predictable and stupid. The man comes straight ahead. He's tailor-made for me, and he's gonna get hurt.
What's your prediction for the fight then?
Prediction?
Yes, prediction.
Pain.
All of a sudden, I make that transition to become a man, and then I'll start sparring with a man that I feel like is a man, and that's Spence. The man hit hard. He hit hard as I've ever hit in my life. The man trained aggressively. I can't look at him and slap because I'm gonna be wiped out.
In the words of the immortal Bobak, we here now. We here. Ain't no more hiding. Work time. Work time. It's time to go to work because it's work time. But obviously that work time wasn't going to their training camp. See, we already seen that it was going to be a hard training camp for Terrence Bud Crawford. And if you remember on this channel, we've already talked about it before. We seen it doing the media workout when he got a hard sweat off a 45-minute workout. Terrence Bud Crawford was struggling with the weight. His first weigh-in was 148.5, but this is a consummate professional. The man is over 1.5 pounds overweight, and this is supposed to be the gym rat, the guy that stayed in the gym. See, like we said, they don't know what they're doing over there in the Crawford camp. They was experimenting. A fight this big, you do not experiment with all that muscle and all that weight, especially without a nutritionist. And Bobak is your nutritionist, so he couldn't even get you down to where you needed to be at. This is their first fighting with this much muscle on them, trying to bulk up for EJ, and they don't realize muscle is wrong. Especially if you haven't fought yet. They should have did it with David Avenesian, even because they got a tune-up fight. But to sit there and put on this much bulk before you fight Earl the True Spence, that must mean they got to fight fire with fire. They trying to get in there and make this a short fight because, you know, it's like dynamite. It has a short fuse on it. Yeah, you might get extra power and everything, but for how long? Because muscles take oxygen, and it's going to snatch your oxygen away, and that's going to deplete your stamina. And one thing that they always say that's always ring true, fatigue can make a coward out of any man. And when you fatigue, it's only downhill from there. It's trouble. Earl Spence is not the fighter that you want to be fatigued against. And you already had so many factors working against you. You have gotten older. You have gotten heavier. And you ain't been doing lateral movements since Victor Postol, really. And you only throw 30 to 40 punches around. Now you're going to have to keep up with Earl's pace, which is between 70 to 100 punches, maybe even more sometimes. And then the fact that you're not going to get no rest in the round like you normally do, where you get to sit there and download data, because Earl's going to be pressing him from the word go. He's going to be getting attacked as soon as that bell rings. This is going to be a hard fight and a hard night for Terrence Crawford, but it may end early. Ain't no may. Matter of fact, it's going to end early. It's probably going to end earlier than most people think. This is going to be Hagler Hurst. This is going to be Marco Antonio Barrera, Prince Nassim Hamed. Because you're going to see the technical fighter come out there, and the supposedly more athletic fighter is going to get bullied, destroyed, and broken apart. Because athleticism is great, but if you ain't got this technical background and the semantics to go with it, then it's nothing. Because Earl Spence, most people don't realize, is a very athletic fighter, but he chooses to be simple, technical, and basic because this is what works. But if you make Earl go to his bag, if you make him switch up his game, then he can fight a different type of fight. But it hasn't been a fighter that good to make Earl have to fight a different type of fight. And see, what most fighters know, the best kept secret, Bozy Ennis knows it, Earl Spence knows it, Derek James knows it. Most fighters do not like to fight. They want to look pretty in box. But Earl, he gets down to the nitty gritty. He's a blue collar worker in there, but he also has CEO capabilities. He just chooses to get down and work with the people and break you down and show you who's more dominant. But yeah, Bud missed the first weight, and it was a private weigh-in. So I already knew with it being a private weigh-in, it was going to be some controversy behind it. But it's so much money riding on Bud in Vegas, they don't want to move that because Vegas ain't stupid. They know Earl's going to thrash Bud. But everybody's done followed the media propaganda and followed everybody's narrative, and they think Bud is the favorite. And at last week, it was 90% of bets on Bud Crawford. But now the line has moved and shifted down. It's getting more close. But Earl the True Spence is going to come out here with a one-sided ass whooping because this training camp was hard. Bud had to overtrain just to get this weight off, and he didn't even get it all off, in my opinion, because he came in at 146.8. Usually when a person comes in at that 0.8 under, that's a cue to all the gamblers that he had a hard training camp and didn't make weight. I'm not saying he didn't make weight, but usually that's the cue to the gamblers that know, because you know it's a lot of money going into these fights right here. It's a lot of big time high rollers that play it. But it's funny how everybody always talk to Earl, talking about he's overweight, but see, Bud was the one that was undisciplined. And hey, his trainer, his coach is undisciplined. Look at his body, big bags of Cheetos and big gulps. Like, come on, man. The man be having that on national TV, so you can't say nothing about it. And see, that's one thing that I'm trying to say. Terrence Crawford isn't focused. And that hard weight camp and training all this week as hard as he did, that's going to take a toll on his older body. His body's going to be tired. He's going to be damn near fatigued when he get in there. And so when Earl starts going to work, Bud is going to feel it in his bones because Father Time is undefeated. And with that hard weigh-in, that hard workout that he had, it's going to affect this fight. But I hope it don't affect it too drastically. I hope we get a firefight early, like they said. And hey, if it is early, but we get a firefight like Hagler and Hurst, it's still an all-time great fight. But you know, shout out to all my upper echelonians. We do this when we see Bud in that hot ass sweaters at 113 degree weather, and we seen it. I've already called it over a week in advance. These other people just new to it. But if you're not a member of upper echelon, then you need to like, share, and subscribe here because you're missing out on the best boxing talk and you're missing out on the greatest analysis in boxing. But peace and blessings to each and every one of y'all. Less than 12 hours to the fight, and we about to get it. Peace and blessings. I'm out.